Welcome back to Gill Stadium. We are here for game number 2 here at Gill Stadium. We got Coach Buzz. I'm Mike Gonzalez. This would be a good one. What do you think, Coach?
I'm interested to watch this one because Memorial has totally revamped their offense. They got new helmets out there, looking good.
Yeah,
and I don't know any. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know anything about Goffstown. I haven't seen them in a few years, so I know they were very young last year, and they were uncharacteristically a lot of losses. But Trinity Memorial, you're gonna see come out in a triple option, so opposite of what they've done in recent years.
Right, as they're going to come out here on the kickoff. And this is game 2. They're going to play 5 here. We're going to cover 3 of them, as we are on Manchester Public Television. Nice little kick there as he's going to get the back guy. As he gets a nice seam, looks like the kicker's going to have to make a tackle there. Kicker's got to do that sometimes, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad one either.
And they're fired up here at Memorial. I mean, you see Trinity last game, they got about, 25 players. Memorial's definitely got some depth. It's good to see people playing sports again.
Yeah, and I don't know that they dress their freshmen either. Probably not. So they probably have more kids than what we're looking at here.
Some big size on Memorial for sure.
Yeah, I mean they've got some. Patrick Vachon is a all-returning multi-year starter on the offensive and defensive line. Nick Young on the defensive line. You'll see a lot of key guys. Martin Alessandro is one of the key guys back. He was injured last year.
Yeah.
Interesting note, his brother is now playing at Purdue. Former Trinity player Peter Alessandro, who's first year at Purdue this year after playing junior college and really worked his butt off to get to a Division I school. And very proud of that kid from Manchester.
That is nice to see,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it gives
at that
people,
level, you don't get too many,
Yeah, you're right. And when it does happen, it encourages people like there is a chance here. As they do a nice draw up the middle, I bought the fake. I'll tell you that. Quarterback following through with that one. You got a nice quarterback going. You practice what you play. Like in practice, you want to fully make that deke, right? Like you get used to that as, that was Paris. Jay Paris is the quarterback, going to run things for Goffstown as.
Yeah, and they're under center too. And like I said, I don't know a lot about Goffstown, but I do know they've been a spread team for a lot of years. So I don't know if this is new for them this year as well, being under center.
Are they Division II?
They are Division I.
Division I, okay.
Yeah.
As we got near side number 14, Jaden Hastings. Look for him as he's got the size. A nice block over the edge as that's a quick 7-8 yards right there, Coach.
Yeah, it's like a double wing, one back in the backfield. You'll get motions, and it's not your true double wing, but.
How big is the blocking on the receiver like that?
That's huge.
If
you want to get the edge, you got to get that. But, I mean, as long as you get the edge and get 5 yards downfield, everything else is a bonus there. You already got a guy hurt, which that's tough.
As I mentioned his name, again, here in the booth, we can create things with our brains, Coach.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be all right, hopefully. He getting a little help off the field. And Goffstown's going to keep the ball rolling here as the referee does his best windmill impression, scoring from third base and keeping it going here.
Yeah, these are the things that you don't want to see in the Jamboree.
Never,
Kids getting banged up,
Right, as number 20 will come on. You see them going left, one receiver here, motion. And, again, I love that follow-through by the quarterback right there because even as a camera guy, he has me faked every time.
Yeah. And, and they'll take a look to see if anybody's following them. If not, you're going to see them keep it one of these times. Now we're going to fourth down here.
Right.
It'll be an interesting call at the beginning of the game. Now, Memorial has been strong up front in the last year especially on defense. They lost a lot of size up there, but it looks like they have some beef back
Right.
again.
Brandon Weaver's a big boy out there trying to get Memorial as they go right at the middle, and Memorial eats them up like leftovers. hungry hippo right there, and Memorial's fired up, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great play.
So
I'm trying to find the numbers here. Jaden Cullen, 62, was in on the play there.
I mean, Memorial has size. Losing, Mane last year was one of their big guys. Yeah. But looks like, like any sport, next guy up, right? Everyone's going to have a turn, right?
Yeah, and this is where you're really going to see it because this is going to be an interesting interesting look for them.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's a brand new offense, and you've only had the preseason and a few weeks to get it in, and now you're facing you see. It's almost the same type of thing as Goffstown running.
It kind of
right?
is, isn't it? Like one wide, gonna do a quick swing, and this time he's gonna
See?
do a pitch. Looks like an option, and that's a heck of a play on the corner there. Number 5, just getting the job done. Jay Paris, we saw him at quarterback, and now he's playing corner too. So, like you said before, some teams have to play their studs, right?
Yeah, and we're trying to get the ball to Brandon Weaver on the edge there, and that's the offense. You either give it, keep it, or toss it. So it's like the quarterback, McFarland, has to make the read and see where it's at. So that's why I'm trying to talk, but I'm actually very interested in watching this.
Right.
Well.
I hear you. And McFarland is, leadership role here. He's going to sweep left here. He's going to do a lot of that, I feel, and he does get rid of it. But Goffstown's all over that.
Yeah, that's
kind of telegraphed.
Slow to develop play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to the left, option to the left. It's okay, but it's tough sometimes. The thing that triple option, in New Hampshire, you can't cut a player downfield.
Right.
So in triple option, you'll see a lot of colleges run it. Springfield College.
Oh, that's all they do.
You can cut downfield, so you can have your receivers cut, and you can't do that here. So that makes it a little difficult getting the edge. It's going to be interesting to see.
McFarland, a senior, he's riding that wave from last year. We saw him play. How big is it to have that leadership out of the quarterback?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, the kid's a good football player, but he's in a brand. Even though he's a veteran, he's in a brand new situation here because now you're changing your scheme, like totally. So it's going to take some time, I think, for them to get their offense going. But once they do, they definitely have the backs. Seymour's a good back. They have a couple other good backs, and then they got some slots, and then McFarland's not afraid to run the ball himself. So
and Caleb Wheeler, number 4,
right.
he's an option. He's not the most size, but he can truck.
He's a sprinter, right?
He's a football player. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you look at those legs. You mentioned weightlifting in the off season. I mean, sometimes you can win a state championship in your weight room.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, and they, in coaching basketball at Memorial, I've seen their off-season program, and they had quite a good attendance in their weight room. So I was able to see that.
Memorial having a decent showing. They were definitely the top team in the city as far as basketball.
Not last year.
West would be a different division.
Yeah. Last year we had our struggles, but new year this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, we could get Bora to shoot a little more, huh?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
he's a good point guard though. So here we go back to football though. And,
good kick.
That was a heck of a kick and good discipline. Like that's special teams coaching right there.
Yeah.
Good job. Fire. You don't want to be the guy who puts a finger on the ball and keeps it live. So good job on all accounts, Goffstown and Memorial. Yeah.
It's nice to see Memorial with some numbers because they got 5 or 6 guys, 7 guys coming off the field after punt.
Now the ref, this is kind of a practice game for the refs too. They're getting
they get their scrimmages in early on, but then we got illegal formation.
They're putting the zebra stripes on for the first time.
So we got a penalty.
Okay, so
I don't know why. I didn't see where the flag was. Oh, it's right here. It was hidden. So it's at the line of scrimmage. So they probably didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. It's my guess because it's right at the line of scrimmage, the flag. So, that's where the special teams come into play. Somebody didn't line up right. Their split guy probably wasn't on the line.
Now, as a former coach for West, did you have what's your relationship with the head coaches in Manchester, or is it kind of just different because it's all different divisions?
No, it wasn't different. It was better than
camaraderie.
The past. Yeah. I mean, it's more helping each other out. Type of thing. There's no like real rivalry there. Between Central and Memorial, of course, you have your built-in rivalry, but they're all friendly guys.
Of course. So here's another chance. Different kind of punt this time, Coach, as it goes way up in the air. doesn't get quite the roll, and looks like you see, get away.
Yeah, I mean that ended up being like a 30-yard penalty.
It really
because
was.
they had him,
Yeah.
they rolled all the way back there. So that was a tough penalty.
So quickly down to 7:36 here. Both teams have had a crack at it, and we're only doing a half today. Where each team's going to play 2 quarters, so you get a little bit of a buzz, Coach Buzz. Little jitters, and you get to hit. You get to put a helmet on a different opponent. Isn't that huge?
Yes,
and
the way
you
they
start hitting yourselves.
The way they're running the football, both teams, the half is going to go by pretty quick.
Yeah, as they go for another sweep left. You get, again, if you could get 5 yards every play, you'd win every game, but that's not practical.
You got a flag on this one, too.
You're right.
It was a side judge, so I imagine it's same deal.
Standard.
You got to hold.
Yeah,
it
usually is holding, right?
Well, it's a side judge. It's usually illegal formation or something.
Okay,
So that guy must have caught a hold on an edge guy. So the split guy must have been holding the cornerback because he's not going to call an inside hold from there. I would hope not.
There's an art to holding, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Does everyone hold on every play?
Yeah, not everyone, but your inside guys should be.
Yeah, right.
If you teach them right.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody I said that.
Well, I won't. I won't tell anyone.
I don't really care because I'm not going back to coaching anytime soon. So.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't. Who knows? I'm enjoying my time off.
Enjoy it because you deserve it. And we're up in the booth here at Gill Stadium. Friday Night Lights, baby. We're here. We're doing it. And, I hope you definitely join us throughout the year, Coach.
Sure. I got nothing else to do. This is a nice little play.
Ooh, nice block right there. As he gets him twisted and turning. That was a nice play, huh?
Yeah, it's a little waggle play. So it's same things we talked about in the Trinity Sauhegan game, right? You get the handoff fake going one way and then roll out the opposite way and have multiple players coming across the field. So you have 3 different levels that you can throw it to or you can run it.
Caleb Wheeler, you definitely pinched on that, and he got a nice block on the edge. You mentioned how important the blocking is.
Yeah.
And we're going to spread it wide as number 20 takes the looks like Grady Chernow. I'm going to just call him Grady. I'm going to go first names today.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a warm-up. Once you get going, into the season, especially with the city teams, you'll have these guys down pat because kids will be making the same plays, right?
I feel like I feel like a weirdo when I do so many hockey games where I know all these kids. I see them at the mall. I gotta tell myself not to go say hi. It's like,
yeah.
But you get invested in the seasons, and it's hard not to be a homer when you announce. But
it is Manchester Public Television, so you can be a homer.
I am Manchester. I love Manchester. So get a roof for them. Central particularly,
Yeah.
Get like that big C on the field, right, Coach?
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Of course,
it's Coach Schubert Field, right?
It is.
All
it's
right.
Jim Schubert Field there at Gill Stadium. Even in the baseball games, I still call it that. He was my coach back in 1995. I see a couple former players. I see Matt Murphy down there. Coach Ray as Central's getting ready for their game. A little early, I'd say. But, they were at 8. But you look
that's probably PG over there.
I would say so.
That's PG, yeah.
So I'm excited to see Bedford. I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely going to – we won't be doing the game, but I'm going to sneak it. I'm going to check it out for sure. Why not? Good football is good football. As they got to be considered one of the favorites this year, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Every year.
Yeah. I mean, they won it last year, so until somebody beats them,
It doesn't even basketball. You saw that we were lucky enough to do. We both called the Christmas tournament championship, Trinity versus Bedford. What a game that was, huh?
Yeah, that was a great game. Yeah.
But it's good to be back in sports. Sports are back. Taking the summer off. Did a little Legion baseball here, but it's so good to get back. I love it. I love everything about it.
After Trinity won that game, we were able to go in and beat Trinity on their own court, which was our only really good win of the year last year.
Yeah,
Memorial, so
you're right. Oh, nice open pass there. As he's wide open, looks like Memorial is going to have to work on that if they want to keep that rolling. I feel like that would be open all day.
So it's that same waggle play, right?
Yeah.
You see at that time, so it was a fake handoff to the left, and then a rollout to the right, and then you have a couple of different levels. Looks like they had 3 different levels there and he hit the middle guy.
You mentioned it last game. You put the ball in your best player's hands as Long catches that ball right there. Some people just have that scatter back kind of look.
Yeah.
You know, open space is very important, huh? Leading them and getting them that look. Almost in every sport. But here we go as Goffstown's. I got to say, I'm impressed so far with Goffstown.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to run the ball, and
Sweep
quarterback
left.
looks pretty good, too.
Looks like a wide open hole. Hey, you could drive a Mack truck through that as Memorial's not going to be happy with that. I don't know what happened there, Coach.
I mean, they ran it. That was the third time they went to that play. And, you know, it just opened up, you know, when you run the ball inside, and then, you know, they ran that waggle a couple times to the opposite side, so it's kind of sucking guys over to Memorial's defensive left. And number 7, who's number 7? He got some space to run in there.
He sure did, and I got to say, the good blocking on the edge there.
Gavin Philbrook. It doesn't say what their year is, so that's all we got is their name and number. So Gavin Philbrook for Goffstown with a nice little run.
I tend to circle the names we say a lot, and I definitely get circle Gavin's number. But we'll see what he can do here.
Whoa.
And there's
that looked like a non-soccer player kick, right there.
Yeah, so we mentioned that last game. Sometimes you piece it together, right? And he hit the post. It looked like someone said, "Hey, Coach Buzz, why don't you go kick a field goal here?"
Yeah, or, you know, you went to go get someone off the soccer team, and you got a kickball player instead.
Yeah. The old
nothing against the kid. You know,
hey,
he probably makes him quite a bit, but it was just a weird style there. He kind of
what happens is
he roadrunnered it, and then
unfortunately it's susceptible to the blocking. You know,
right? Sure.
You want to get it. You want to get that long leg.
Yeah. At West, you know, we had the soccer kids, but you know, we only had one kid that could actually hold. And when he was injured one week, we had to go for 2, and we could not find. I had all my skill guys try it, and nobody could hold. So it's like,
well, it's hard to keep your finger on that ball, isn't it?
I mean, it was second nature to the kid that can do it, but
trust.
But
trust.
yeah, he just once he was done. I mean, we were going for 2 every play.
Yeah. Well, you also get 2 points if you get it. So
sure. Yeah.
Here you go, live ball here up to the middle guy. He's going to field it, and he's got a little bit of room. And good job again by Goffstown. Like, I think Goffstown is just kind of steady Eddie right now.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see.
That's a sophomore, Jacob Schuff, returned it there. Not a bad return. He got it to the 36.
Any pressure here to kind of?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I think Memorial, their staff has been in place for a little while. I think what they're thinking is, you know, we need to work on our offense because it's new. So, you know, they want game situations where they can work on it, game speed, you know.
Right, and getting good tape on a player, you know. Good fake there. And he fooled once again.
Yeah, see? so it's like, you know, and that's Seymour, who was a space guy before, and now, you know, you get him making a cut inside, and he's got that quickness.
Right. Vilgrain had me fooled. Number 14 there on the end. So what about number 11 here? Maybe he's got a little space here. We got Bolio, Colin Bolio. You know, it's interesting when you have these one-on-one matchups. At some point, you kind of want to just
and Bolio's a multi-year starter as well. So, see, there's your triple. See, he pulled it out that time and kept it. So he kind of read and then pull it out. So it's big on the quarterback to make the read during the play. He could have done 3 different things right there.
So it's his call.
They call it a triple up.
It's his decide.
On that play, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can pull it out. He can run it himself, or he can pitch it.
Sometimes the coach will be like, "I want you to pitch it here, right?" Or throw the ball.
Yeah, but you can't really do that if you're running triple. If you're running a regular offense and then you run an option play, you might tell the guy what to do, but you know.
I remember
that's just a straight handoff there.
Back in the day, Central, I would run in the play. I was a receiver, and coach would be like, "Throw the ball to Charlie."
Yeah.
So I'd go in and tell Ryan Day the play. I'm a receiver, and I'd have to tell him not to throw to me.
I'm a decoy.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a mean hitch right here. But hey, that's part of the game too, right? You gotta have the spreading a guy out.
Especially when you're the coach's son on the other side. So.
Yeah, he was also All-State too.
Yeah, he was
heck of a player. Not a bad receiver there. Not a bad quarterback. So I was happy to be on the field,
When
Coach.
you got a sub at guard for Memorial.
Looks like 76 is coming in, and it's good to see as many players as you can. He's a junior going up there. As we got another triple option. They going to run that all day, you think?
Oh, yeah, that's all they're running.
That's it,
But,
huh?
I mean, there's some action on the edge out there with the DB and the receiver. But those are just straight handoffs, so that's not a triple. Sometimes you'll just call it, a trap play inside or, straight dive play. But, it's the difference is the Memorial games in the past, with the spread, the clock's going to tick now. They're going to run the ball. If they get a lead, they're going to be tough opponents to stop because if you can control the clock on the ground,
we'll keep an eye on that.
We did it for a few years at my first couple of years at West. I mean, we threw the ball once or twice a game. We were in a single wing, which is the blocking schemes are similar to this, but we didn't throw it at all.
As Chef comes out, we got another replacement here. He's going to keep running that. At some point, do you throw, Coach, or you just
Well,
do this?
I mean, that's part of that's in there. It's in the package, but that's McFarland making the read there. That's a nice block.
That's a football play right there.
By 14. Who's 14?
His
roster is
Ethan
Vigoran.
He made a nice block last series, too.
Yeah.
And he's also made some plays on defense. As like you said, some of your players are going to go both ways, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean,
he's a slot player, so he made a nice block there. That sprung the whole play. Goffstown looked like they had it broken out. Was it 2nd and 3 now? Yeah.
It is, and having a guy like McFarland, you can't really run this offense without what's the relationship between the play caller and quarterback? It's got to be really.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you put in a brand new offense.
And
there's Seymour. See, he got strong. See, he's had some. There's a hold. They're probably going to call a hold there. It's either a hold or a face mask. It was a back judge that came in.
Yeah, you mentioned Seymour, number 30. I mean, sometimes that run up the middle can really open up things, but sometimes they run outside can open up the middle too.
And Seymour has struggled with injuries in his high school career. He came in as a freshman as a well-touted player, and he's had his knee issues, and that ends up being a personal foul face mask. So it was either a hold or that. So they must have grabbed him.
Yeah,
and that's a big penalty. So puts Memorial in good position here.
It does, especially with the kind of offense they're running. You want to keep the ball rolling. It's 1:52 here at the Manchester Jamboree. I'm Mike Gonzalez. We're here with Coach Bazoin, Coach Buzz, in the first look at all the city teams. We're gonna, except for West, but we got an idea what they're all about.
I'm pretty sure I know.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I mean, we started going up to this other Jamboree a couple years ago. Get the kids out of the city a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of took us out of this thing, but the new coach decided to stick with that for now. So that's why they're not here.
I love their field. Actually, it's even the basketball court at West is such an advantage.
I think you're going to see all the basketball courts looking like that.
Like Trinity too. Like it's just like Duke. Like Duke basketball. Like they got that kind of feel to it.
I coached a lot of basketball games in that gym, and at the time, we were like 1-2 in our division. So we had packed houses there. So. Very exciting, a couple very exciting finishes there.
I would have say that I really did think West was going to take it this year in basketball. They have some really exciting players.
Yeah, it's 14. Look at the edge.
Yeah, there he goes again. So he had the play before. He had that nice block, as you mentioned, and he just gets around that edge. Good ceiling right there, and it looks like Memorial's back in business. So 6-6 so far.
Yeah, and that was a good play call there. Get to the edge and. Oh, we got a hold on the edge?
Maybe
that's a bummer.
It is a bummer. And bring out the offense again.
Which probably...
It's a bummer for the lineman.
We'll tell you why he had so much space out there.
Well,
somebody probably got tackled.
Perhaps. But also the linemen thinking they're getting a break, and they're back at it.
Yeah. But a good play. I mean, you can see their rhythm getting a little bit better, right, than their first series.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
McFarland's
and that's what this is all about. When you're getting into a triple option, it's all about rhythm, and it's all about getting.
You're right about that.
Yeah. So and you can see McFarland getting more and more comfortable. I mean, you only have a couple of scrimmages in your preseason to work on it. So if you're putting in something brand new. Sure, you can draw up all the stuff on the chalkboard as you want. It needs to be game speed.
It's hard to practice first team and get these pitches down
Right.
at game speed, like you just said. Man, I'll tell you what.
It's going to help when you can have a quarterback that runs like that.
I mean, is he got grease on his pads? Because he's slippery, huh?
Oh, it's just, okay, so you got the guy diving. So the guy diving is going to freeze that middle linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm,
So if you're coaching defense against a triple option, you're telling him, Mike, the middle linebacker, I don't care, you're going to tackle that fullback every single time. So he's going to get frozen by the fake, so that takes him out of the play, and now you get a slippery guy, and all he needs is a little space.
That really is the middle linebacker's job every time. Is to go crush that fullback.
When you're in a T or you're in a triple option, you have to have somebody tackle him. Because if you don't, the guy up in the booth is going to say, hey, nobody's touching the fullback, hand it to him,
Right, as we saw number 30 get a lot of
Right.
space there.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's all on McFarland, like a lot of pressure and a lot of I guess you could say liberty to trust.
You got to make the reads. So if you don't have a quarterback that can make the reads, then being in this offense is not.
Yeah, you can't
work,
you can't be getting D's and F's if you're running this
Oh,
offense.
he dropped it.
That's I think you said a bummer before. That's pretty bummer
So
right
now
now.
we got a touchback.
It's coming back. That's a weird play, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a touch. We're going to have a touchback here.
Putting the ball on the ground is a buzzkill, right, Coach?
Yeah, man. Especially when you're on the, you had a nice drive going the entire time. You already had a touchdown called back, right?
I mean,
From a penalty.
We're sitting pretty here in our, our guarded suite here, but it is coming down. The rain is a factor. It is football, so you do play through things like this.
Yeah, I mean,
typically
you're on turf. I mean, you're not in the mud. Sure, the ball might be a little bit wet, but.
Oh, remember back in the Westfield? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I mean
some of those mud games.
Yeah, I mean this is this stuff drains like no tomorrow. So, yeah, it's different. It's a different style, but I think honestly, he was just trying to make a cut and slipped, and the ball came out.
Yeah, we're gonna
I don't
go.
think it was a sloppy fumble.
We're
These guys are talking it over, but it's nothing but a touchback. I don't understand what they could be talking it over. The only way that it can be a safety is if Trinity had possession and then fumbled that out of the end zone.
It looks like we're going to get the call here. Looks like they're bringing it to the 20, though.
Yeah, it's a touchback.
Yeah, so it's 6-0. Keeping that scoreless. But, yeah, that is a bummer. A couple of things, that holding call and then the fumble with the rain. But we're doing a half today, which is 2 quarters. We're done 1 quarter. I'm Mike Gonzalez from Manchester Public Television. Here with Coach Bazoin, Coach Buzz. Are you impressed by Goffstown a little bit?
I mean, like I said, it's hard for me to be impressed or not impressed because I haven't seen probably any of them in the last couple of years, besides maybe at the Jamboree at a quarter. But I know that they've had their struggles in recent times, and now they're moving to offense similar to what Memorial is doing. So they came down the field on Memorial and scored, and Memorial's no slouch. Teams are picking them to do some good things this year.
I feel like they kind of scheduled it in favor of the Manchester teams to kind of put a good showing out, give them a chance.
Yeah, it's tough because, you have different, when we used to play, they used to stick us in the first game all the time, whether I was at Campbell or at West. So finally I said to Ryan, I'm like, hey, why don't you, can we go in like the 5 o'clock game or something? And, but, it's tough. It's not easy to make everybody happy in this. But it's a great thing. It's a great thing for the city.
I think just hitting another jersey color is everything. Like
you're in a live situation, right?
Been a couple of weeks now, just hitting your buddies over and over. It's like now you get to clean someone's clock safely.
And it's good for the coaches too, because in the preseason scrimmages, most of the time you're on the field.
It's practice,
right? You're in the huddle, so
they can stop and go over something.
Right.
It's definitely a different feel putting the uniforms on with the zebras out there, the numbers. Great job doing the field. The field looks great, Coach.
It does, and it's not because of the groundskeeper who happens to be my son.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. He shags fly balls during the baseball game, right? No,
I'm
he
sure
does a great job. I'll tell you what, definitely keeps that mound safe, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is. It's not easy though because you're the guy who gets blamed if someone turns an ankle on something, right?
Right. So Goffstown running almost the triple option, right? So the same type of offense as Memorial.
And Memorial's coming pressing hard on the
Yeah.
corners there as he's. That's kind of, I don't know. So that's a little risky. I know even on the run, you can kind of overrun the play when you do that. I like a nice little 5-yard cushion at least.
Yeah, I mean it's not like
It's not like he's doing hitches all day.
no, they're looking to run the ball. It's quite obvious. I don't think they've thrown it once.
I wonder if he even covered him if they'd throw it on.
Yeah.
At some point, do you ever do that? Do you ever just say, he's not throwing on, just come in? Can't, right?
I mean, no, but kids will do it on their own, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And every position has a guy that's in charge, like a coach.
Well, you hope to have that, sure. There's a little trap play inside just to get the 1 yard.
Did you take over offense and defense, or did you have someone you trusted?
No. I was always the play caller at other schools, but when I first got to West, I brought in a new offense similar to this and brought in a guy that was pretty much an expert at it and let him call. And then as time went, there was a couple of years where I called, and then, I was grooming a guy, so I let him call the plays my last year there.
But let's be honest, if it's 4th and 6 in the game line, you still get the clipboard.
Oh, yeah, the bottom line, yeah, sure. There's a pass as we –
Oh, weird play there. As the ball kind of just sticks. It looked like a Statue of Liberty right there.
Yeah.
But he had a little stick him on his helmet. But you're right. That is the first time we've seen the ball leave the hands of Goffstown quarterback. Nothing sexy, just a little bit of dump off, but it does keep Memorial honest, right?
It looks like Phil Brook for Goffstown is their guy. I mean, every time they need a play, they're going to him, either on a toss or, on the pass play there.
I'll tell you what, number 77 for Memorial is a big dude.
Yeah.
I gotta give him some of that.
Cam Bergeron. He's playing nose,
Yeah, Cam, just,
Yeah,
look at that.
He just made the play.
Unreal,
Good job. Good job.
I mean, look at him, though, Coach.
Yeah.
He's a guy that
you think you might want to block him. I'm not sure, but you might want to block that kid.
They call them hogs, right? Linemen, some linemen really adopt that gritty mentality, and I'll tell you what, that was a nasty play right there. What are you going to do when you can't, look at him. He's a beast.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he missed too many meals, right?
No, that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah. I hate to pay his food bill.
Yeah, right? A lot of milk.
Oh,
fumble ball on the ground. Memorial has a shot at it. As good job getting the ball because ball controls everything, but Memorial able to get a nice job right there. Is they're going to be able to practice a long situation here. It looks like they're going to punt. I would assume they're going to.
And as a coach, I got to chime in. I hate that play on 3rd and short, run and toss, because there's too many bad things that can happen.
Right.
Either throw that short pass that you threw before or run it up inside. But that play, run and toss to the edge on 3rd and short, is not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, that's just me personally, but, everybody has different.
From a logistics point of view, it makes sense because
you're
giving up a lot of risk.
And you're going to the wide side of the field, right, which gives Memorial angles to get to the football. Even if he did catch that, I think a Memorial guy was there to make the play.
I mean,
so, they could have good field position here, right?
Anytime the ball leaves hands, there's a possibility for something bad to happen,
Yeah, and then when you're going to the wide side and you're sweeping to the wide side, it gives the defensive team more angles to get to the football. And, that's not my favorite. So speaking of calling plays, one of my guys called a jet sweep like that last year. I almost killed him. So,
well, now he won't do it.
Yeah, well, he knew after that was not a wise call.
I mean, corrective action is a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like when I ask, if I can borrow the car, my mother-in-law will give me a look that'll make me say, I won't ask again. I guess, like that kind of thing. But, yeah, we're here at the Jamboree, 8:04 to go. So Memorial kind of switching things up. Goffstown got on the board. Memorial came all the way down and then kind of whoopsie-daisied it. And now they're going to get a chance to get the ball back, and we'll see what Coach can do with. Again, I feel like you treat this like the fourth quarter.
You got 2 guys deep on punt, which is a return situation.
Fair catch.
Oh boy.
Ooh, boy, yeah. And that brought some rain as number 10 gets the fair catch there.
Schuff, Jacob Schuff.
Yeah, and we saw him on the edge before making some good blocks. So, when you have a guy like that, it kind of increases your running game when you have a threat like that. So,
yeah.
We'll see what Memorial could do. 7:57 now.
Have you seen Alessandro in there at all? I have not seen him in there. I don't know if he's sitting this out from an injury or I have not seen Manny in there at all.
I haven't, and I'll tell you what, I saw him make some of the most ridiculous catches last year.
Yeah.
Unable to play the Turkey Bowl, unfortunately, but he is not. This game doesn't count, so maybe he's just kind of.
Yeah, it's possible he has a
one of the best
slight injury.
One of the best players in the state, I would say.
He's athletic.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You could sometimes you can just throw it up to certain people,
and
like Randy Moss.
And a nice kid, I got to know him a little bit, when I was being at Memorial. Oh, boy.
Look at that. McFarlane extended it and throws a strike to the sideline. But look at that.
That's grounding. Yeah, that's grounding.
Not enough arm on that, you think?
Well, it made the line of scrimmage, so the 2 things. You got to make the line of scrimmage, but there's nobody in the area there. That's just a throwaway.
Through weak side, too, about 40 yards to the side.
So that's a loss of down as well.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned.
It's going to go to the spot.
Right. And McFarlane, he could have got sacked there, too. I mean, you saw him extend a couple plays.
Right. And unfortunately, that's equivalent to a sack because it's a loss of down, and it goes to the spot of the foul. So it goes all the way back to there, and then so now you're going to be first or second and 25 maybe.
Look for number now without D'Alessandro. What about number 14, Ethan? He's another option, right?
Yeah, and they got their run game, which they got in a little bit of a rhythm there. And they had the fumble down close, but now you come out on first down and try to throw the ball, and you got in a little bit of trouble.
Keep an eye on number 30 up the middle. We saw him get some space. So there are options. There are some athletic players.
So I don't know. Maybe I think they waved off the grounding because now we're back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like first down, too.
It should be second.
It should be second down, but.
And they waved the intentional grounding off. So it's 2nd and 10.
Second
and
10.
Now it's 2nd and 15.
It sure is, Coach. And we mentioned that last game. You get in the huddle, you're like, on two. But when you're playing every play, your habit is to fire off the line. Because if you don't fire off the line, you get beat.
You got to know your team.
You
know how savvy your team is. I'm not getting why there's still one on the box over there, first down. I'm not understanding that at all.
Right. And
because that first play – yeah, unless was there a second flag where it was
a negation,
offsetting penalties? That was possible that we missed the flag and it was offsetting penalty. So they got it at 1st and 15. Let's just go with that.
1st and 15, 7:43 here at Gill Stadium to go. Memorial doing another
1st and 20.
You sure is, and I'd say that's about 5 penalties on their behalf so far. So these are early season mistakes, Coach.
Yeah, that's growing pains with the new offense too. That's just discipline there. Little jumping twice in a row.
Now, a leader like McFarlane can kind of get in their head, but you also don't want to be too mean to your linemen. They're your boys.
They called offsides there, so that means you're lining up on your line is like offset. So you're lining up offside. So
could be on the wide guy too. You're supposed to check with the ref and see if you're good. As we got a fake here and it goes right up the middle. Good bot snap fake.
Yeah. Here's the problem with triple options and single wings, double wings, is when you get to 1st and 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's an offense where you want to be at 1st and 10 and get 3 or 4 yards on first down, and then you have more options.
It seems like you can't really
make up the ground of a couple of penalties. It's very difficult.
It seems impossible almost.
Unless you get one that breaks. Like you get maybe McFarlane that breaks one for 10 or 15.
Now Goffstown definitely is coming up close. Like you look at their safety, it's almost like a monster back.
Yeah.
But Goffstown's doing a good job so far. as we are deep into the.
So that's the toss play that Goffstown has had success with, and that's one they scored on. That's the same exact play.
Right.
So it's basically one offense playing against the other offense.
Do they have to go triple option on 3rd and 17 still, or is that, they have other things?
You might have a package in there for spread for a situation like that, maybe.
I mean,
but if you're in a preseason here, you probably just run your stuff and punt it. I mean,
right.
They might have. Oh, they got twins out here, so he's going in. Well, maybe
probably, number 14. So
okay, we're two
like,
by one. We're 2 by 1.
It seems like 14 is that
guy.
guy.
We're still under center, so we got more of a spread situation here. We're going to roll out.
Yeah, roll out. Got him open in the slot or the side, and he just kind of. I used to call those dinosaur hands.
Yeah.
T-Rexes, because he heard some footsteps, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was catching the ball at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he would have went anywhere anyway. So
number 2 is coming hard at him, too.
That drive can be explained by penalties there.
I would.
That's what Memorial. They had the intentional grounding, and then they had a couple of miscues. One guy jumped, and another guy lined up offside. So
I would put that drive right in the garbage there, Coach.
Yeah.
Move on, right?
Yeah, I mean that's.
But there's something good about failing, because in life you need to fail to succeed sometimes. So.
Well, sure, especially when you're running something new like this, right? And then you
can
look at it and.
Ooh, good pressure there. Gets it off, though, and he's going to just kind of play it safe. Good job on both. That's not an easy play to catch that ball.
Yeah, it's a pretty good punt.
It's a good punt.
Not bad.
I'll tell you why. I thought that was going to be blocked by Hunter Long for sure as he got right in there. But good job getting it off. And with the 2-quarter format, 5:44 to go, look for Goffstown to do. I mean, this isn't. Look. No one's picking the over on this game, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, shootouts, because both teams kind of have a similar. I don't want to say boring, but I would say boring offenses.
Some people call boring. I like it.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're a coach.
Yeah.
You're a football guy.
Yeah. See, they've had success out here.
Yep, and that's
right?
That's all built from the past, right? Like that's a product of.
Yeah.
The boring football, right? Opens up the open.
One play, in any offense really, but particularly this type of offense, one play opens up another one, right? So you might be running dive and getting 1 yard, but you're setting up something else, right? So in your mind, you're thinking 2 plays ahead of time.
It's kind of like courting a girl to get her to finally say yes to marry you, right? Like,
that's a funny way to put it, but yeah.
You keep picking at it. We got a penalty here on the sideline. It looked like a procedure type of penalty. As
that guy over there is not shy to throw it, because that's like his 5th time he's thrown. That must be a hold, I would imagine. Or, like you said, was it right away? Did you see it?
Right away.
Yeah, it was right away. It's probably.
But the ball did get snapped and ran with it. Sometimes they'll call it dead, but it did look like a motion type of thing, I would say.
If the kid didn't line up, there are not enough guys on the line of scrimmage, it'll be illegal formation.
Now, how do you address that as a coach? You're a coach, do you talk to the ref?
Honestly, I address that every game.
Do you talk to the refs, though?
Yeah, every game. Before game, you have like a conference, and I'll ask for the guys, and I'll say, hey, what are you doing? Because some guys will say that my foot is the line, right? And they'll put their foot down. And some guys will put their arm up if you're off the line. So I ask them, well, what do you do, and what do you want my kids to do?
Exactly.
Because the kids will come out and say, am I on the line? Well, they're not. The refs don't know if they're supposed to be or not. So, you try to kind of train your receiver.
That's a good point, isn't it?
To go with what the ref that night is doing. Because unfortunately, in that case, and I've argued this with a lot of refs, that there's not a lot of consistency with the way they describe the line of scrimmage, right? Like I said, one guy will say it's my foot. The other guy will talk to my guy. What they don't want happening is a guy moving backwards or forwards while the ball's being snapped, right? Now they don't know how to mark this off. Well, what's going on now?
Looks like it's going to – I thought it was –
should be 5 yards back for Goffstown, right?
I thought it was the play ran, but I thought it was still a dead ball foul. So I think the ball was – once you're going, you kind of can't stop. But that's what I thought it would be first down here. But we got 5:11 here to go. Goffstown's just kind of needling them. And, giving you a kind of a preview of what they're all about this year. Just kind of same with Memorial. I feel like Memorial's going to stay in a lot of games this year, as they fumbled in the going in the end zone. I don't see them getting blown out a lot.
No.
They'll stay in every game with this style. And here's a rollout left, wide open, and he gets a nice money shot right there as he gets to the sideline.
That's a good catch.
It's a good catch.
Yeah, I mean, the kid went up for that. That's Will Panitude. I don't care if I butcher his name because nobody from Goffstown is going to listen to that.
And I'll tell you what, the second time they've thrown all game, so when you don't pass, it kind of opens up the pass, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same play. He fake dive and then roll out waggle. So
waggle weak side too.
Yeah.
So that's a hard throw.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks have been kind of doing that to the weak side and able. Like we saw McFarland get that ball to the sideline about 30, 40 yards on that.
Yeah. It looks like they're not Memorial's not proficient in passing out of it yet. I think they will be because McFarland can throw it. That's a dive play.
Yeah, you've been, you said you coach basketball for Memorial, football for West, so you know the personnel on these teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of the football kids at Memorial because we don't get a lot of cross.
I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see
I don't
many.
know why.
Is there anyone on the roster that plays basketball?
The younger kids, I think the JV and freshman kids, we have some, but varsity kids, no. And I don't know why that is. You try to get kids to play multiple sports, and kids should. You only get 4 years at it.
Absolutely.
But now it's so specialized with these guys. It's
travel and everything.
Yeah.
Basketball is one of those neat sports that they do AAU and travel, and baseball and basketball, they kind of dedicate their life to that one thing.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Don't get me started on that because I don't agree with it. I think that kids,
right?
A kid should be a kid. It's like, sometimes there's such thing as too much. It's like,
right. And
we have summer league
too.
basketball.
It's money too.
For basketball, we have a summer league, we have a fall league, and it's like, let these kids go out and play other sports and get out there and, if you get some tough, that's what you lack in the Manchester basketball is tough kids, like physical kids. The old days, you always had a couple football players that would come in and, set the tone, right?
One thing I noticed, you talk about like watching Bedford play basketball. They're short shorts, and they're fundamental, and they're clean picks, but they are physical. You look like O'Connell. Like these guys are in your face, and they'll stare you down doing it.
Right.
You don't want too much trouble, but you also want some
just a little, little toughness, little chip on your shoulder.
Go get that board, bro.
Yeah.
Offensive boards are key.
So 3 minutes ago, it looks like Goffstown could go if they go in here. That's obviously it's 4th and what 3.
Fourth and two here. 2:55 to go. Yeah, Goffstown's looking to put a clear coat on their painting right here.
Yeah.
Seal it up, but
they're going to go outside again here?
Probably. No. But they're going to do a standard run, right?
There you go.
You hate that play.
Yep, 4th and 2. That's why, right?
Yeah.
That's why, because you're going to the wide side of the field, right?
I don't like it.
See Memorial have their angles there, and once they see that motion, that's going to kick players over and give them an angle. And it's a heck of a play by the Memorial kid. Give him credit.
Yeah,
but play call wise, yeah.
Right, it does get frustrating. I'll tell you what. Watch out for number 77, Cam Bergeron this year.
Yeah.
He just blew up that play completely. And that was a sweep, coach.
You got to love to have a kid on the nose like that.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, picking up after Mene last year, coming in and having that. Memorial always has the size. It seems like the Turkey Bowl last year, they had the size against Central. They just kept, putting the ball on the ground. It just wasn't happening for them.
Well, that's what kind of screwed their drives up today, right? They had to fumble, and then the last drive was just penalty after penalty. So
yeah, this is definitely a more penalty-laden game than the first one, as we saw Trinity, play a pretty clean game, against Souhegan, who did take the, I guess, exhibition, you could call it, in this game, 6-0, but Memorial does have a shot. I mean, they got the ball. It was a good job, but they're just kind of putting conditioner on their hair. Repeat lather, right?
Well, and the same thing we talked about as being like first or second and long, it's also tough to have a long field to go with 2 minutes to go when you're running a triple option, right? Because you're not in a big play situation there. And that play in particular, the pitch relationship wasn't great. The kid has to be a little wider.
Yeah,
this kid goes again, though.
Yeah, he seems to be their best option right now. And we got a little extracurriculars on the sideline here. I love it. I mean, no, I don't, but I do.
That's Vigorian again. I mean, he's able to get to the wide side there.
Now, Coach, look at minute 30 left, right? Look at the safety. Really isn't coming.
No, I mean, why would you?
Why not do like a pitch pass or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's not in the repertoire yet. Oh, they fumbled it again.
That is in the repertoire, unfortunately, this game, and that is another turnover as Memorial is kind of, I don't know how to put it, shooting themselves in the feet.
Well, I mean, when you're running triple, right, or any running type offense, the things you can't do is turn it over and have penalties. So, you know,
cannot turn
those
the ball,
type of things will just mean a game for you.
You're right.
And, you know, they'll get it down. I mean, this is just.
Why they change it up, you think?
I think, well, for one thing, the offensive coordinator played at Springfield College, and they run that. And
they've been running that for like 40 years,
and he's very close with the coaching staff down there.
Okay.
And they were looking to do something different, and instill some toughness into their kids. And what's tougher than running the ball every down, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, I agree with, you know, you have to do things. Sometimes I ran the single wing at West, and I never liked it, you know.
You didn't?
Well, no, I mean, like, I never knew about it. You know, sometimes you don't like things because, you know, you're ignorant about them, right? So you don't know enough about them. And when I brought the guy in, and we had a kid that led the state in rushing for 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's that?
Jameson May, who he's now graduated from. He played at UNE for 4 years. So. You know, I think they're going to have success with this. I really do. I just think it's going to have time. They're going to frustrate teams with it, with their size. And Goffstown just taking a knee, and they're going to be done with it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 6-0 final, right?
Coach, who do you think the top 4 teams in the state Division I are this year?
You know, it'd be the same thing. You know, I'll be just going by what I've been reading, honestly. You know, I mean, I hear it's Bedford and, you know, Pinkerton's going to be strong. Londonderry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same teams
Salem
every year.
and Nashville.
I don't know. We'll see Salem coming up, right? We're not going to do the game, but we'll see Salem and BG here. And BG has a new coaching staff too, so we don't know what's going on there either.
Right. That'll do it here at Gill Stadium in a kind of a, I don't know. I would say
don't say boring.
I won't say boring, but I'd say like a little bit of a boring game. No, I'm just kidding. As a football guy, it's fun. You. But, you know, like I'm a hockey guy. I like the 1-0 games too, you know. So it's all tactical. You're learning from it, and they get some good film because this game means nothing. They're all 0-0.
Right.
And I am impressed with Goffstown. I love McFarland this year. I think he's one of the top talents in the state. And if he can get that offense down, I think that offense is really for him. It's really him.
He's got to be a 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback if you're going to have success in the triple.
And I'd like to see.
So, you know, you're looking usually, you know, for yards passing, right? But now when you're in the triple, you got to be a 1,000-yard rusher. So.
Real quick, Coach, what do you think? Central or Memorial? Who's going to have a better season this year?
I would tend to lean towards Memorial off the last couple of years, but Central does have some really good players. So as we're doing that last game, we'll see how they do. I mean,
we will.
They're playing against a lower division team, which is sometimes good in the preseason. So you
need you know, when Tyson got out of jail, he fought Peter McNeely. So it's like you need a good warm up game. You know, you see Florida State, they play the tomato can teams, you know, they come out, favored 55 points. You kind of want to get that confidence going forward, but, you know, we'll see what Ryan Ray can do. Coach Central, you know, as a Central alumni coach, win a state championship here. I don't see that happening this year, but, you know.
It's a tough situation. You know, it's like very, very similar to what happened at West with losing the Bedford a bunch of years ago. You know, those Central losing Hooksett kids.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you know,
Pembroke, too.
Nobody is selling their house in the north end of Manchester, right? So you're not getting a new group of kids coming from that area. So you're having a lot of like inner city issues, was similar to, some of our issues that we had at West are popping up at Central now.
Interesting you say that, because you look at Pinkerton, who had 3,500 they got 6, 7. Like anyone can go there if they pay the money.
It's a college.
Then you got Central Central and Memorial combined have less than Pinkerton. So at some point, you have to assume within the next 5 years there's going to be a Manchester team.
I think things will change.
They're doing it in every other sport already. Like they're coming in hockey.
Yeah, I think.
I have to assume it's going to happen.
The goal is 2 high schools. I think that's the goal of the district right now. What happens with sports in that is a whole nother scenario, and
we'll get a look at Central at coming up at 8. Definitely join us from Manchester Public Television. I'm Mike Gonzo-Gonzalez. We got Coach Bazoin, Coach Buzz. Thanks, and let's go get some dinner, and we'll come back at 8 and watch Central kick some butt.
Sounds good.
All right, Coach.
All right.